All right, ladies and gentlemen, and now rolling out, it's time for Micro Swift. A bit of a communication here to get out is that all sessions have been shortened by 2 minutes today. So what that means, by the way, is that this cadet run, it's 5 minutes plus 2 laps. And for junior, senior, and master, they get 6 minutes plus 2 laps for their pre-finals here today. And that is due to weather is the reason for the shortening. So that is going to be a thing to watch here going through. And also, the race director has made the call here going through that it is driver's option on tires. They are not stopping for rain. Show up with the tires you intend to run. And I'll say right now, with the track conditions, wet tires would be the choice for the whole day here. Wouldn't you say, Patrick?
Yeah, because you can see a little bit of dryness is starting to appear on the track, but you can still see a good chunk of spray off of these carts as they get ready to go ahead and line up. And wow, they're getting lined up very early on. Very nice to see. They're not even around the penultimate corner. A lot of them are already lined up. There is a very big puddle, almost big enough to fish in, right in the center just before the corner. And we may see some drivers fishing for some overtakes in that spot. We'll see. We saw a little bit of it yesterday, but a lot of avoidance as we go side by side in the tram lines. And it's green flag, and away we go. It is going to be Adam Kozakar trying to lead. Oh, there's big contact already. Big drama. Some cars have spun around, and you can just see the frustration. I couldn't quite pick out who that was, but drama here in the opening stages of the Micro Swift pre-final.
2, 3, 4 carts involved there in that turn 1 incident. We saw time and time and time again that the S's of turn 1 were turns 1 and 2 were some of the most challenging points of the weekend, and that's the leader spinning out in the front on the curb, spinning, multiple carts having to avoid. We have chaos in Micro Swift pre-final as more of the leaders get shuffled through. How does this shuffle anything? Because up front, I can tell you right now, it's not Kozakar. I can tell you we're side by side battling for position coming through the middle part of the lap. And I can tell you coming to the line, these drivers are having to tiptoe their way along as more carts are off into the grass here. Things changing massively for some of our youngest drivers as they try to battle their way through in the lead. Coming across the line, let's take a quick reset. That's Damari who is now off. It's Joaquin Doe in the front with Mijovic Clavio in third. All of your front runners getting caught out by the wet track and all of them dropping off the order. Your pole sitter of Kozakar is down in 9th place. Talk about shuffling things up. Joaquin Doe up into the front. Marco Mijovic, they're going through. Lucas Clavio and Ellie Jackson with Nascimento in 5th as we have more wide runnings. It is chaos here in Bushnell, Florida.
Yeah, and I mean, sometimes just taking advantage of the chaos is enough to really just give you a very good benefit, as Joaquin Doe is going to go ahead and continue. He had some good pace yesterday, just couldn't quite get it, and even more drama. More carts are around. And, oh, that is just heartbreaking stuff. Even more carts coming around. That is actually one of the drivers who had a very strong day yesterday. That is Lucas Clavio in the number 21 who spun around here. He won the final yesterday in this category, and now he is down several spots. Ellie Jackson going to go ahead and make some moves up, and it is just calamity. And another spin.
Oh,
that's
another spin.
Oh, and I think that was Ellie Jackson actually, and more contact, more drama. You can't even script how much action is just happening here. Things are happening left, right, center, diagonally, every which way. There's always something happening here in Bushnell.
It is absolutely amazing to see here how the fight is going. Meanwhile, up front, look at this. Joaquin Doe, the Paralyn cart, just absolutely taking off and staying smooth and consistent. Again, as a reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you're kind of watching here and it's your first time seeing Kart Chaser, well, first, welcome to being a Kart Chaser Premium member and enjoy. Second, this is drivers ages 7 to 10 that are running in this category. So this is some of our youngest competitors of the weekend getting first-hand experience here in the wet weather, which can be very, very challenging the best of times, I mean, take your road car out and try to drive in the rain on the interstate. And, well, you'll see how that goes. And then, well, try to imagine taking your car at the ages of 5 to 7, 7 to 10 around a wet racetrack with ever-changing conditions. This is some of the trickiest racing you can see, and the fact that Joaquin Dow is currently up in the front, running through very smooth and consistent, is beyond impressive. Bernardo Nascimento up into second place, by the way. Grayson Waite up into third. Adam Kojakar has managed through attrition to get back up into fourth place here after an early spin. Your third place starter, Caden DeMarney, is up into fifth now after losing some time. Alistair Camilo, I have to give a shout out there, started 12th up into sixth. And a big shout out to Elliott Waite and Ethan Martins, who have managed to survive here early on, going through. Some of your biggest losses of the day, though, have gone through and dropped the order. Lucas Clavillo has dropped down into 12th. Ellie Jackson, Peter Gazowski, unfortunately, have lost Alec Thomas through attrition here, as we are coming up on what should be a 3-lap-to-go call when they cross the line.
3 laps to go here in this Micro Swift pre-final here on a Sunday morning, and these drivers are gonna just see if they can just survive. I think it's now is really just survival is gonna be the name of the game here in this one. Joaquin Dow is gonna go ahead and continue to make his way through. Currently still P1 by about little over 2.5 seconds ahead of Bernardo Nascimento. And this is going to be just close battling just directly behind. Some cars are getting a bit closer together. The field is spreading out quite a bit here, as a lot of drivers have just fallen by the wayside. Just attrition due to this wet weather. Although Grayson Waite, we know he is not known for waiting around to make his move. And we're going to see if Bernardo Nascimento is going to be able to make something happen here. A bit wide for Nascimento. Grayson Waite with the Lando Norris inspired helmet, trying to close in. He's going to try to reel him on in. And this is going to be a good run down to the line. It'll be 2 to go once they cross the line. They got to be sure to avoid that big puddle, which would normally be right where you want to start angling your car to try to get the overtake. But that option is just removed from you, as the 2 to go signal has been given. And Grayson Waite still chasing down Nascimento for that P2 position. The gap closed in a little bit to Joaquin Dow, but so far it is still just 2.5 seconds.
I want to give a big shout out to Daniel and Willem, our 2 cameramen, who are bringing us all of this footage live as it happens with the absolute craziness that is going along. They are keeping absolute tabs, braving the rain, and showing all of this action as it comes through. And as we continue along here with the final lap and a half, you see the sliding, you see the challenges that are coming through right now. This is your battle for second place. Nascimento and Waite, who are continuing to battle along here down in the hairpin. You see the slides coming along as well, which are exciting to watch and see how those battles can continue here. Still going along up front, it is the Paralympic of Joaquin Dow who is going to come around to take the 1 to go signal this time by. But the question is, will it be a Paralympic teammate in second place, or will we have a bit of shuffle here out of the pre-finals into the finals? 1 lap to go up front for the number 19. The Paralympic doing a beautiful job navigating the first sector and continuing along.
Yeah, very good performance to pick up the pieces for the number 19, coming down and around the last couple of corners there. He has been strong all weekend, but he has not been able to claim any of the wins here this weekend. He was pretty much right in podium contention for most, if not every single session here, and making his way through the last couple of corners. He's coming up to the twin hairpins for the last time, and he has got such good pace here in the wet, and that's a very good skill to build very early on in your racing career. Coming around the penultimate corners now, he's going to make his way through. He's got 2 left to go. The 2 rivals are battling just behind him, but that is not going to matter to him, because he is going to go ahead and take the top step of the podium, and Joaquin Dow wins the Micro Swift pre-final. And then it is going to be Bernardo Nascimento ahead of Grayson